Welcome to My Favorite Bitch, where we talk openly about the good, the bad, and the oh my fucking god ugly of raising dogs, and sometimes other non-canine pets, including the human ones. We might talk about poop, and we might swear, so fair warning. Thanks for joining the pack. Now let's get this ball rolling. For a game of fetch, of course. Hey everybody, welcome to My Favorite Bitch. This is the podcast where we share honest tales about the good, the bad, and the orange cats are evil, ugly of raising pets. Mostly I've talked about dogs, but today I'm going to talk about cats for a change. I know, well, all you cat people out there, you're welcome. You're very welcome. It has been a minute since I've been here on the My Favorite Bitch podcast, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to do any more episodes. I've just had a calling. Friends, as with everything, I go in a lot of different directions, and sometimes I just go where the wind takes me. And the last few months, the wind has taken me back to a podcast that I had during COVID called Cafe Grit. Check it out. It's all about grit, corporate bullshit, personal grit, living through our glory years, whatever it is. And I had put that on hiatus when I got the pup, Moxie Moo. But now I'm going back to it. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to do the Cafe Grit podcast. But you know what? I miss talking about pets. I talk about dogs, cats, whatever, almost every day, certainly with my husband, with my friend Corey Joe, who is a dog lover. Many of my friends and family, we talk. It's a very common topic. And I do enjoy the nuances of pet ownership. So I'm going to continue to do this occasionally, maybe more than occasionally. Who knows? Who knows where the wind will take me? And today I'm going to talk about orange cats. And this topic came up sort of unexpectedly this morning when I was having a conversation with my friend, Corey Joe, whom I've mentioned before. Hello, Corey Joe out there. And she was talking about her evil neighbor cat and her evil orange neighbor cat. Not a very nice cat, apparently, this orange cat. And I remarked, Corey Joe, all orange cats are evil. I believe this in my soul because every orange cat that I've encountered close up has been a dick, just a total asshole. So let me go back to my very first orange cat encounter. I will talk about some of my orange cat encounters because there have been a few. There have been more than a few. Less than a ton, but more than a few. And my first orange cat encounter was with one of my own cats. When I was in college, went to Western Michigan University, go Broncos. My first semester, I'm going to give you a little backstory, my friends. This is a little backstory, so bear with me. I'll get to the orange cat part very shortly, or sort of shortly. So I was living with my sister, Allison. Hey, Allie. We lived together for a semester, and Allie had, when I moved in with her to her apartment, she had a single cat named Aladdin. Aladdin was actually a female, but unbeknownst to Allie, she had been misgendered, missexed. And so they had named her, she and her former roommate had named this cat Aladdin, and the name stuck, but turns out Aladdin's a chick. So Allie decided one day that Aladdin needed a little friend. So she went out to what better place to go and get a spare cat than our home. We lived out in the country. And as I have talked about before, country living, country folk, especially country folk back in the 70s and 80s, you really don't think about things like leashes or fences or spaying or neutering your pets. And I may have mentioned also once having our lovely, beautiful yellow labs come home dead in the back of a neighbor's truck because they'd been shot while they were getting into the neighbor's chickens. This is just country life. Also, country life is you have a lot of animals, not just because you don't spay and neuter your pets, but also because people tend to drop off their unwanted pets in the country. They think no one's going to see them. It's out in the middle of the nowhere, and we were out in the middle of BFE, bumfucky Egypt, which it's probably not appropriate to say that anymore, but we were out in the middle of nowhere. So we did get a lot of strays dropped off. In fact, my other sister, Susie, had a dog, wonderful dog for many, many years that was, we believe, a drop off. Mother had puppies and she kept one of the puppies. So anyway, I digress. So Allie brought home one of the cats from, as we called it, the Mune, short for the commune, a little black kitten that she named Mac Daddy. I will give my sister many things, and one of them is that she is a great cat namer. So Mac Daddy and Aladdin were just a nice little set. And then the following semester, we moved into different separate apartments. So she went to one apartment and I went to a different apartment in a different building. And unfortunately, she was not able to keep those cats. So I said, okay, look, I can have cats in my apartment. I'll just take them. So I adopted Mac Daddy and Aladdin, and my sister was left in the depths of her loneliness with no pets at all. But never fear, because one day a little orange young cat, not quite a kitten, but not quite a cat, was found roaming about her apartment complex. And so she decided that she was going to, in spite of her apartment rules, that she was going to take this cat in. She named him Dimitri. I don't know why. I've never asked why Dimitri. My sister has reasons for her names, and I'm not there to question it. She's a rock star, and I don't question her decisions. So Allie named this cat Dimitri. Dimitri was the orange cat, the original orange cat. So Allie lived happily with Dimitri for some time, a few months, and then someone saw Dimitri, reported it, or maybe maintenance saw. I don't know what the exact story was, but Allie got in trouble for having a cat, so she had to get rid of the cat. So I said, okay, look, I'll take the third cat. So I took Dimitri, and Dimitri and Aladdin and Mac Daddy got along very well. We didn't have any cat fights or anything of that nature. But Dimitri, orange cat, the original, had a very Jekyll and Hyde quality about him. So Dimitri he was very affectionate, very affectionate. He would come up to me or people that would come to visit, and he would just rub against them, and he would very friendly, very social, not shy at all. Rub his little side of his face against somebody's ankle and just lift his little back up, give me some scratches. And he was people were just enamored with him. He was just such a sweetie. And about, I don't know, a minute or two into just giving him some little gentle snuggles and cuddles, all of a sudden, the alter ego would come out, and you would almost damn near lose a finger, because he would turn around and just, like he had just gotten a hit of drugs or something. Oh, I love you, snap. And this happened many, many times with many, many people. There was one instance where I think he was doing this Jekyll and Hyde routine with my younger brother. The younger brother was having none of it, so he kind of kicked Dimitri out of the way. Dimitri did not like that. And then I made the mistake of trying to pick up Dimitri and move him out of the room at that point. And I still have the scars on my hand to show for how that went. So Dimitri was kind of became known as the evil cat. Dimitri also, as many other cats do, as many pets do, he liked to chew on socks. Just a little teeny little, he would just take a little nibble out of the corner of a sock. And then he would leave the sock in a little wad, various socks around the house. One morning, I came out of my bedroom, and I had a very compartmentalized house. So there was a very long hallway. It was like a kind of a 40s house, long hallway with the bedrooms off of it. So long, dark hallway. And I came out one morning, and there were 5 or 6 socks, equidistant, almost exactly the same distance apart, lined up down the hall in a straight line. And I can only surmise that Dimitri was it was a warning signal that it was like, get out or I'm going to kill you. And he ended up dying not too long after that for reasons unknown. I just found him dead, curled up in the basement one day. But that was Dimitri. So, I thought it was maybe an isolated incident, but then I started talking to friends, and they would always talk about, whenever I would hear someone talk about a nasty cat, it seemed like a disproportionate amount of them were orange cats. And I had met one or two of them along the way, the same exact thing. Like, oh, they're friendly. Okay. So you start petting them, and all of a sudden this uber friendliness turns into like the freaking alien from the movie Aliens. The alien from Alien. So I don't know, there was a pattern arising here. In my current neighborhood, which I've only been in for 2.5 years, there is an orange cat, and it is also evil, and it also displays the same exact behavior, this multiple personality switch, like a psychopathic switch. The cat lives just around the corner, and it doesn't so much approach us anymore because now I walk with my dog. But before I got Moxie, I would walk every morning, and often this cat would come in a certain area of the neighborhood. I'm not sure which house it belonged to because some of the cats, none of the other cats would come up and approach me. No, they were varying distance. We have a lot of cats in the neighborhood, and some of them are just get the fuck away from me. Some of them just kind of sit on the curb and they just sort of lick their paws and plot your death. And some of them just, they're nonchalantly chasing after something or sitting on their porch, but none of them come out into the middle of the road and greet me, except for this little orange cat. And it's the same thing as Dimitri, the same as these other cats that I've met. It would come out, rub its little side of its face against my ankle to get its scent on me, and just raise up its little hiney like, oh, scratch me. So I'd reach down, give it some scratches, give it some little snuggles. Then it would go on its back on the pavement, like belly up, like, oh, scratch me. So, and then I would start to just gently, I'm very gentle, gently rubbing this cat's belly. And then all of a sudden, again, damn near lose a finger. Fortunately, the few times that this had happened, it was in colder weather. I was wearing gloves. But the same thing, it was just like a switch went off and it suddenly turned. Now, I know some experts out there are going to say, well, this is it's a cat thing and maybe there's a phenomenon for it. That's fine. I agree. I will accept that. But what I will tell you is it is disproportionately happens with orange cats. I don't know why, but orange cats are evil. That's all I'm going to say. So prove me wrong. This is my hypothesis, hypothesis that I throw out to you, dear listeners and watchers. Orange cats are evil. They're psychopaths. Prove me wrong. Tell me your story. Tell me about your orange cat that never did this in a million years. I guarantee at least some of you are going to say, Beth, I've had the orange cat experience myself. It is not just you. So please tell me. I need to be validated. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to my orange cat tale. Beware, be careful, be wary of orange cats because they will turn on you. I'm just saying, they're not like psycho attackers like some cats are, or some animals are. Like you don't even want to get near them. But I'm just saying, when you get near them, let them do their little seductive thing and then just leave them alone because they'll try to bite your finger off. All right. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Like I said earlier, I'm so happy to be back here talking about pets. I would love to hear about your pet. Look me up. Go to BethAnnCampbell.com/MFB. You can get the latest episodes. You can kind of track all my favorite bitch stuff. My videos are on YouTube, videos and some clips and shorts, some of which are not in podcasts. So I've got some videos out there of my dog and such. And that is my handle on YouTube is @TheBean, TAGBEANN, or just search for My Favorite Bitch or for Cafe Grit. My Cafe Grit videos are out there as well. I so appreciate all of you for checking in. Now it is time for you to go find a nice warm spot to take a nap, or maybe play a game of fetch, or just have a treat, whatever. It doesn't matter, but whatever you do, take it easy. Thank you for joining My Favorite Bitch, where we don't hold back about what it's like to raise that little fucker of a pet. We hope you had fun. I'm your host, Beth Ann Campbell, and you can reach me on Instagram or Facebook as TheBean67, that's TheBeann67, and also on Instagram as Moxie Blue Yule. That's my dog's site, she insisted. I'm also on LinkedIn as Beth Ann Campbell, that's Ann with an E, and check out my YouTube channel, Beth Ann Campbell, where you can find this podcast and other fun videos on the playlist My Favorite Bitch. Remember, we are not trained dog professionals in any way, so please consult the real experts and do your research on anything you hear on this program. We barely know what we're doing. Now go give your pet some snuggles, and we'll catch you after a good nap and some tasty treats. My Favorite Bitch is produced by Beth and Campbell and is a product of Beth and Campbell, LLC, all rights reserved. Go fetch Moxie. Good girl.